It's in my yeah. Where you tryna go? Let me know, love. What's the destination if there's no trust? When you in a hurry, take your time. This is not love, not love. Keep it real, I know it gets too complicated. Not tryna school you on love, but we faded. Flashback to when we used to get naked. You would talk this shit, I knock it down like a flagrant. Yeah, I know your ex didn't do you right, and you ain't going through it for the second time.
I remember the first time that I heard the dreaded phrase, "let's take a break." Oh my God, a what? See, I was confused because at the time, I'd never heard of such. So automatically, I thought this person wanted to break up with me. Innocent me. So what's the difference between taking a break and actually breaking up? Is there even a difference? Okay. Taking a break is a temporary separation from your partner, giving you a chance to examine the relationship to determine if it's something that you both still want, if you still want to be committed to each other. They require you and your partner to take a significant amount of time to weigh how you feel being separated versus how you feel being together. And breaking up, well, that's the to the left, everything you own in a box, to the left type of movement, where you both are aware that there is no coming back from this because you have no intention to continue the relationship. That's the distinction between the two, although how we feel about them differs, as it does for Quab. Here he is.
Is there a difference between breaking up and taking a break? As one of my old guys would say, it would be like asking, is there a difference between breathing and taking air?
When you drink water, you take some water.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you are, in both scenarios, no longer together. Mm-hmm. The difference between the two scenarios is, one, you feel like mentally there's still hope, and the other one, you recognize the inevitability of the situation. But at the end of the day, I think the person who's going through the breaking up, who's hanging on to that hope, is basically fooling themselves. Because if your relationship gets to a point where you both have to say, we need to give each other space to be able to see if we still want to be with each other, that usually means that
it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
If you can't recognize love this close together, you think you're gonna recognize it this far apart? I mean, look how silly it sounds.
You know what the we?
You know, I just think it's.
How does the I solve the we? There's no difference.
Either you're together or you're not. I mean, it's almost like you don't want to commit. Look, either you're my girl or you're not. We're gonna take a break and do what? What do you expect me to do while you doing a break? I should just be sitting around, I'm saying, twirling my thumbs and wondering, are you evaluating if we should get back together? If I'm worthy of you? I mean, it just sounds.
Damn, Your Highness.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It sounds silly.
I
would just be like, if my woman told me I need space, then go into space. We broke up. You know what I'm saying?
Is there a difference between taking a break and breaking up? I would say absolutely. Absolutely. When you're taking a break, you're seeking confirmation or trying to figure out what you want the next steps to be in the relationship. So that means it's still a continuous thing, right? You just need clarity. To me, taking a break is seeking clarity for what you want next steps. I think when you take a break, when you say, this is over, this is a breakup, I think that is a decision that's made, and the decision is saying we should go our separate ways.
That's finite.
It's very different. Now that doesn't mean you might not get back together after the breakup happened, which is very much a possibility. You might break up and say, all right, I realize this is my person, and that is very much possible, but two totally different scenarios.
That part, I agree completely.
Women, when they say, usually when I'm never gonna say women, usually when a person says, let's take a break, it is their way of saying, let's break up, but I don't wanna do it right here because then I have to see the emotional fallout of me breaking up with you. So if we take a break, it's kind of like I dilute it, right? So now when we break up, I don't have to really engross myself in that emotion because I've created the space. It's like a slow bleed. I'm saying, I don't want to dump you right now because maybe it's going to be painful. I've hurt you. I broke your heart. You know what I'm saying? So instead, let's take a break. And it's a gradual depth. It's like I'm trying to let you down little by little, little by little. Just be done with it.
There's definitely a difference between break and like taking a break and breaking up, because taking a break would mean what we discussed before, the boundaries. You're right, and there's the potential, obviously, of getting back together again. Exactly. So then you talk about this is what we're allowed to do. Between that time, you want your space, I want my space, so therefore we're still together, don't go and do this. Or if you're, maybe you're taking a break because you're sexually bored with each other or something, and then you can say, okay, maybe we can do this, maybe we can see other people, but not, that one is the conversation. Exactly. But a breakup, there's a sense of finality to it. It's very much a don't call me kind of thing, because I need that healing time, so please don't call me that's it. There's a sense of finality to a breakup, and I think all that is in the communication. If we're not which one you're doing, able to resolve. Exactly. It's like a fundamental difference.
So like, for example, my ex-wife and I separated. I was like crazy. And at the moment I started it was like, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Because instantly it was like, you know what? It's like you give a person who got a life sentence, right? In jail. He said, oh, you know what? You can go and take a 1 month, get out of jail period. That motherfucker never gonna come back to jail and be happy.
Nah, bro, I'm
so
gonna do whatever.
Forget it. You gotta understand that most of the time when you give a person a break, one person is inquisitive, right, towards what's available. And there's another person who is saying, I hope that person doesn't explore because everything that's here is what I want. I'm saying at the moment that person gets a taste of the outside,
so
it's very difficult to read that person back in. That's why to me, I'm like, just break up. You know what I'm saying? And let the person go on, and then if you get back together, you get back together. Because whatever they experience during that break, they will bring that back into the relationship.
And if they're not getting it, that's it.
Yeah. Where you tryna go? Let me know, love. What's the destination if there's no trust? When you in a hurry, take your time. This is not love, not love. Keep it real, I know it gets too complicated. Not tryna school you on love, but we faded. Flashback to when we used to get naked. You would talk this shit, I knock it down like a flagrant. Yeah. And you ain't going through it for the second time.
Now playing David J's Time Will Tell.
Baby, take our time. Slow it down just a little bit.
Stream now on all of your favorite platforms.
A couple trips for a little bit. Time will tell, but you need to make your mind.
So here are a few more modern dating terms to guide you. The first is zombieing. Now, to be zombied means to have someone you care about disappear from your life altogether, only to have them bring a relationship back from the dead with an unexpected house visit, a text, a call, letter, or social media interaction. Just like a zombie, this person rises from the dead and wants you back in their life. Now, there's also ghosting, which is being dumped by the disappearing act. So no more calls, no more text, no response to attempts at communication, none of that. And at first, you are genuinely concerned, thinking something terrible happened to this person that you were dating, until you see them on social media posting selfies and kicking it in the club, and then you realize, oh, okay, this person was too much of a coward to approach you and end the relationship the right way. Now, I've experienced both zombieing and ghosting, of course. I mean, why wouldn't I? And I've experienced them all in the same year. Can you imagine? Hey. But here's the foolish thing about ghosting in Accra. This place is so small. Eventually, I'm gonna run into you, and then what do? Actually disappear in plain sight? No. Anyways, Do my friends consider ghosting a breakup, and have they experienced it? Here's Kweku T to share.
Ghosting. I don't recall ever being ghosted before. I don't think that's... I'm a bit hard to ghost to. I'm good conversation piece. Yeah, but...
Ghosted. One of my former specialties. Like, I'll ghost on you right now. I'll ghost. I mean, I didn't have the courage to tell certain women no. I didn't know there was satisfaction in telling women no till I found out. So I used to ghost.
So you would just disappear?
I just disappear. You call me, I'll pick up. You get a message.
I feel like ghosting is a part of my boundary that I've set, that if someone ghosts me, that means you don't know how to actively communicate. So for me, it's a breakup. There is no coming back. You can't communicate with me, we can't have a conversation. You just let me go without any dialogue, without any conversation, without any check-in, and then you come back like everything is okie dokie karaoke. Like, I struggle, because I feel like I struggle. I don't know. So that's a non-negotiable for me. You ghost me, we all ghost. There's no boo. No, there's no coming back from that, personally. So
Ghosting is definitely a breakup. You can't come back after like 2 months of not getting in touch. And then, hey who? So for me, and I actually have an anecdote, and this was somebody, we weren't in a relationship. I think that would be quite different. But we were in the talking stages, and we were getting to know each other, and things were progressing, and then he literally ghosted for like a month and a half. And then he appeared at my house. So I was like, oh, hey, come on in. I sat him down. I'm like, I'm giving you 15 minutes to explain why you ghosted, what happened, and if I don't like your answer, I'm walking you out of here. And then I didn't like his answer, so I'm like, all right, get up, get out. And that was the end of it. I don't play that. Because it's about courtesy. Because obviously I've probably tried to call you once or twice.
Exactly. And you've seen the call.
Exactly. And this guy said he was in hospital. I was like, you better get a doctor's note or something. Even in hospital, don't they?
Did you die?
You better have died and been resurrected. Like, he said no, and then because his parents wanted him to rest, so they seized his phone. I'm like, get out. Honestly, that's why I was just like, hey, up and leave. At your big age, you saying your parents seized your phone for a month. Too many games being played in this city. That's all I have to say.
You ever been ghosted?
I feel like I have. That's the thing. I'm like, have I been ghosted? Because the way the question activates me, I'm like, I'm sure I have. You know what it is? The ghost. Okay, this is what it is. Sometimes people ghost where they just disappear.
Right.
Just disappear. Then sometimes people ghost slowly. So it's like you just start acting funny. So you still present, but you don't treat me the same way. You're not excited when you see me. It's like a gradual ghost. And that right there hurts. Cause it's like you feel the shift. You always feel the shift in a relationship. So I've had that happen to me a lot of times.
You know, the ghosting thing, that one is probably, I would say, generational thing. Because it's easier to ghost because of social media, you know, and then now you're meeting people that you're getting to know people that you haven't really met, right? Yeah. Because of social media. Maybe we met just through some chat or some chat group or whatever. So the ghosting thing can happen a lot more.
Yeah,
you know
it's easy for that.
Yeah, you know, so I see it as a result of the fact that we're in the social media era now, and this is now the way that guys break up. But in the old days, You have to deal.
Anybody who goes says they have courage. That's what. Yeah.
So we're all aware of breakups and how painful they can be because of the process. There's the before, usually preceded by the awful, we need to talk phrase. And then there's the during, when your heart just shatters, listening to what's being said or having to deliver the message. And lastly, there's the after, where you have to move on with your life without that person. I hate the after so much because, well, there's no telling how long that feeling of loss will linger. Here's Kwaku T to tell us which phase he finds the most annoying.
I think we choose to avoid ourselves and avoid like the hard conversations partially because you don't really want to accept that this thing is about to end, right? Communication, and if there was communication, there probably wouldn't be a breakup. So now, during, I think it's gotten to that point where now we start resenting ourselves. So now people do things to hurt each other. Partially, I think, to precipitate the breakup, to just
Push it forward.
yeah, the quickening. You know, let's get this thing over with. And then there are threats, and then their names called, and then there's just, we're just outright nasty to each other. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't be nasty to anybody in that way, especially not somebody that you claim you love. And then after, so I think the before is the worst because that's when everybody feels they can do their worst. Because they also want to garner support, you know, from different places. Okay, so you go and tell this person, this guy did this individual, blah, blah, blah. To get that person on your side, she does the same.
There's a lot more of this conversation on the Love Is podcast. Tune in wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Now playing David J's Time Will Tell. Stream now on all of your favorite platforms. Welcome back. We're discussing breakups and the phase of it that's the most annoying, stressful, and painful. Here's more with Joey and Quab.
Most annoying thing before the breakup is like,
We're breaking up.
Yeah, but prior to that, yeah, I mean, she had been in the relation much more than me, I'll admit. And now, I'm really into it. I'm really into it. Then, we had a conversation. I told her, yo, you started acting like me. Which anybody who knows me knows not a good thing. Like, you're being me in the relationship. You're the better one and the other one. And I'm the other one. And I'm getting more into it and you are getting out of it. And, you know, like, there's nothing serious in your head. There's nothing serious in your head. But I'm not stupid. Like, I'm not a child. I've been around women. I've been with women before you, even with you, and after you. So I know that pattern when a woman is leaving. I've been with you 5 years. I know you don't have interest. Like, I know it.
She's checked out.
Yeah, she checked out. She checked out. But it was very painful because when I checked in properly, full time,
She's checked out now.
she checked out now. And then we had a conversation and she just started throwing questions and stuff. I'm like, yo, like, come on. You've always understood my body energy. You even told me when you knew I've stopped messing with them other girls. You even knew it because you felt my energy, like I was craving you more and more and more. Why don't you communicate all these things to me? because I'm only but a human being. I'm also learning. I'm someone who hasn't always been honest with my feelings. Like I've always, like I said earlier on, one thing we don't address is validation from our boys. I've always done stuff for the boys to know Joe is that man. And you're different. I always like listen to you and stuff. Even if I pretend I don't, like, I always make up, I try as much as possible to meet you. If you got tired of something, you should have said. Like till now, I don't know why we broke up, which is bad.
Yeah.
Because it's about like, well, it's been about
You can't get closure.
7 months. Yeah.
You can't get closure because you don't know what I did wrong or when this thing
Exactly.
turns off.
And the thing is, even like when I'm having a conversation about it, I don't know where to say, like I don't know what to say what or where to say whatever, because maybe you might get disrespected, and I'll respect that.
So during the breakup, I think the most annoying thing for me would be him not accepting why we're breaking up. I think like something like you're trying to rewrite history as to why we got to this point and why I'm leaving you. I think that's what would annoy me. Like at least if you're refusing to accept what you did or where things went wrong or whatever it is, or think that I'm overreacting or something like that. I think that's what would be annoying during the breakup.
Yeah, I think definitely. The whole, but this doesn't have to be like this.
Exactly, why you leave, you're gonna ruin us or some kind of gaslighting kind of stuff. No, so that's what would annoy me.
It's probably his fault that you're there in the first place.
Of course.
After the breakup, I think after the breakup is just freedom. You know, after the breakup, it's like, okay, it's gone, it's fizzled out, find a new life. But that's when...
That's a hard part for me, because then you got to tell people that you're no longer together. And that part of like having to now tell people almost that you failed once again. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a failure, but me in my past, I've sometimes internalized it like, once again, I have a failed relationship and I gotta go tell folks that we no longer are together, you know?
But do you have to tell folks?
You don't, but people will ask, most likely, especially it depends how involved you were with sharing that you were together. So no, you don't have to. People probably will ask and you probably will have to share, especially if you put it on social media, you know? But I struggle with it's the after part, because then you have to forget about the person. You have to do all of that work to like really do the work to separate your life. You had a life with someone and now your life is like this. And so it's almost like starting over.
You know, interesting enough, right? When I was breaking up during my marriage, right? What was interesting and parallel to it was at the time I didn't understand. It was like we were here one day and then we were just here. And it was like, okay, how we got here? Now, at the time being young, I self-analysis, self-evaluation. And of course, I put the blame on me. I'm saying, hey, maybe I've done something, maybe I don't turn her on. Because the passion just, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said earlier, I went in and tried to find books to read, Sex 101, Romance 101, you know, and to try to help, because in my mind, we had lost that connection, you know, but I didn't know why. And for, like I said, for my case, for 4 years, I didn't know why until later when it came out like, oh, she was having an affair, you know, and that now that I was able to reflect back at that time, and I could see the check marks that were there, but I was either too naive to recognize it, or maybe I was in denial, you know what I'm saying, and didn't want to see it, right? You know, so that was probably the most painful part, was the 4 years of not knowing how did we get here. You know what I'm saying? So it's very hard to bring closure into a breakup when you don't know what was the root cause of the breakup. You know, you can try to make stuff up in your head to just try to move forward. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and sadly, it's very rare you get a breakup where you sit down and talk about it like adults. You know what I'm saying? It's usually, get the hell on out, I'm gone too, bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? And then from that moment on, you try to use that anger to justify what may have been something that had been growing for years.
I think the after is depressing. You go through the depression and you go through the reflection of maybe we could have done it differently. We could have done it like this or done it like that. And then missing the person. And then not wanting to start all over. You know, and what does the future hold? Who's the next person?
You might get that rebound.
You know what I'm saying? Or what's gonna happen? What's that person gonna do to you? You know, so yeah, I which is the worst? Okay. The middle, right? The during, I think that's the nastiest. But you have to ride out the end. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how long it'll take you to get over the depression.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the middle's more physical, it's more fight. And then getting over it and the depression and everything that comes with it is the emotional part. And the emotional part is what you need to talk to a therapist about. But we ain't got no therapists out here. But we do, but we don't do that thing. I think maybe the after might be the worst.
So now you know about zombieing and ghosting, as well as the difference between taking a break and breaking up. Now, it should be advised that if you are considering taking a break from your relationship, well, it should be done for the right reasons. It must be agreed upon by both you and your partner. And also make sure that you set clear rules or have boundaries. A break is not the answer if you are too afraid to end the relationship or you solely want to see other people. And if you are seeking to punish your partner for whatever reason, being petty, then just break up and be free with your life. That's all. Thank you so much for watching, and I am sending you lots of love, light, and blessings. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.